the last show, but it looks like we're okay now. Let me just type it in. Is it Brigitte or Brigitte? How do you say
Brigitte.
it? Oh,
Brigitte is okay.
it's easy. That I can do. That I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, there it is. Okay, let's see what's happening here. All right, shows we're online on all 5 of the platforms. So we're going to play a quick intro and allow people time to come in. We'll be right back. How's it going, everybody? We have a new friend. It's not really a new friend. There's a little story behind it. Brigitte reached out to me a couple of months ago and said, there's this dude you need to talk to, and he's really powerful, which he is, and I really enjoyed hooking up with him, and I really wanted to hook up with him soon after, but we've had trouble connecting. But anyway, she's partnered up with Mike, who was on before. I can't pronounce his last name because I don't remember it. But yeah, Brigitte hit me up, and then I was talking to Mike, her partner, and Mike Yip Fung Woo, that's right. And he was telling me on the show about how incredible she is, and I'm like, well, why don't we get her on, get both y'all on? Anyway, he couldn't make it today. She's here, and that's good. Maybe next time they'll come on together, and if not, we'll just keep collaborating individually until they can. But yeah, so she's and I've met a few other people that actually know her as well. So she gets around the Lightworker community. Welcome, beloved sister, to the show. Thank you for coming in and honoring us with your presence and sharing space with us today.
Thank you.
Violet Flame Brigitte. That's the name that you have on here. What does that mean? Violet Flame Brigitte.
Oh, I have since my whole life an adoration for purple, and that's like my safe container since I was a kid. And yeah, it inspired me when I saw Saint Germain in a book of the I Am Presence, and yeah, that's like the start of understanding why I love purple and what I can do with the violet flame in a healing session.
So you utilize the violet flame in your practice, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
And how long have you been a practitioner?
For 5 years, I started my own office for oncology massages, so people with cancer, and integrated Reiki and violet flame, and yeah, that is how my interest in channeling appeared, and yeah, that is now for 5 years now. And I stopped the massage because the healing work developed in channeling and bringing High Council of Light and Elohim and Saint Germain into group.
So you bring them into a group setting, or you bring them into the individual one-on-ones when you do energy work, or both?
Both, yeah.
Oh. So maybe we can get a dose of that today. Do you have to like set an appointment with them, or can you call them up when everything aligns?
They're like always next to me.
They're always there. So you channel the Council of Nine, is that what you said?
A high council of light.
Oh, the High Council of Light. You channel Saint Germain
Yeah,
and the Elohim.
yeah.
I've seen a lot written about the Elohim, a lot of different perspectives on what the Elohim is, including the etymology of the word Elohim. I had a year and a half ago in Hawaii, right before Morgan met me over there, they came in, the Elohim, and they showed me a body. It looked like I was looking at a silhouette of a human body, and there was 100 blue dots within that body. And then they came in and they showed me what dot I came from, basically. And then they gave me all this information. That's my only experience with them. What is your understanding of the Elohim?
It's for me, when I practiced my channeling work, it felt like they entered without my invitation. So they were like a presence, because I did daily practice and and live Zooms, and yeah, it was suddenly this appearance. I couldn't pronounce it otherwise, and yeah, soft energy that is bringing, yeah, high frequency light and Christ consciousness energy to the groups or individuals.
Because the Elohim to me seemed to be like, my feeling of them, and I'm not saying I'm right, but like you have galactic, right? And let's say angelic and other kingdoms or essences or however you would put that. They seem to be like behind them. Like to me, they're like almost like from the original, if there is an original. But I mean, when they showed it to me, it looked like the original body, and I don't know if it meant. To me, it was more like the goddess body itself, and like original seeds or something. Very ancient, very beyond galactic, beyond angelic. I don't know. That was my impression of it. But now, and what type of attributes do they have when they come to the party? What do they bring to your healing in the group sessions? Is there a specific type of alignment that they bring or wisdom?
Yeah, they bring like a diamond light and a Christ consciousness, yeah, golden energy in the heart, connecting from heart to heart as a bridge, a golden light, and yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And what about Saint Germain? I know lots been talked about in regard to the violet flame and to Saint Germain and burning, not in a bad way, but like burning off stuff, also healing. Is that pretty much what the attributes are of the violet flame and Saint Germain in your experience?
Yes, when I use a violet flame, it's like the whole room or like I'm working in, yeah, like big areas like this the fire is like everywhere, like a whole the whole room is like on fire. It's not individual but like the whole area.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's like, I get what you're saying. It's like just the presence of either one of the things that we talked about, or pretty much brings things into alignment without saying anything. It just happens, right? Somebody just said that they see a golden light in your aura, which doesn't surprise me. I've had quite a few experiences with, and I'm not sure if it's the same thing, uh, and I would call it like a golden white light. It's golden, but it's illuminated, and I don't know if it's white in color or it looks like it's got some white because it is a light. Does the golden light that you see with the Elohim, does it have like a white to it as well?
I don't see any light. It's like they are mentioning it, but Mike, he's very visual and he sees the purple, the golden, the purple flame, and also how the light is entering and projected. And also when there are like Octurians in the party, he also sees them like centered, and then when I speak up, they're like as a V form, as a V formated.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I've seen that V formation a couple of times, but they weren't, they were galactic. And they were like it looked like one of those triangular UFOs, and they were all standing on it, with the arrow pointed towards me. This is interesting. So have you always been like this? Or did you have to go through some type of trauma like so many people, or successive trauma?
No, I had a trauma in my youth as a physical abuse. So I think that was the grounding process. I worked really hard in the family business from a young age. So I had trauma in my lower back, I think I recovered from the physical abuse when I was 33 or 34, like this.
Like a year ago? Is that like a year ago?
Yeah.
I know you're not older than me. I'm only 35. So, and I know that from talking to Mike, a little bit about your coming together and all that. But was there a time for you as an individual that things really picked up and you really said, "Oh my God, I got to start paying attention now"? Or were you always kind of connected and confident in your connection?
In a way, I felt always different. I couldn't explain, like very energetic. Like when I would train for a marathon, it only took me like for a few weeks. Or when I did ultra run, I didn't train. Like everything was like full energy. I could just visualize energy coming inside of me, and just mentally I was strong enough to do any physical exercise, whatever.
Do you have do you have a pretty good idea of what your purpose is here, what your missions are here?
I really feel that this Christ consciousness, awakening like this is really something that, or is there another way, like activating light workers to progress their path.
Yeah, like I've heard some people use the term spiritual midwife, where they help those who are awake expand, basically. Is that?
Yeah. When I work or when I channel individual with light workers or advanced or practitioners, the energy is always like a surprise, like full on, and that I love the most, to empower them and I really feel that they enjoy that they really enjoy the presence of me and the person in front of me on Zoom. Or
and when you do private one-on-one sessions, you do them online, right? And in person. And so when you do that, some of the practitioners I talk to, they'll say something like they open up their field totally and then invite the other to open up their field. And I'm just putting it in my own words. And then that's where the connection and the magic starts, you know. And it sounds like you're saying the same thing, and you take them to the door, I guess, and open the door and show them.
Yes, they are holding space all around us, like all the archangels are arriving and holding the space with the angels firmly, like in a circle. And yeah, everyone that wants to join high realms and ascended masters just join, and they are also holding space, so people are like free to express themselves and opening up light language, and yeah, everything that is guided in that moment. And with Mike, I did it of course one-on-one together, and that I built without knowing what the goal was. We did this every morning for half an hour to 1 hour, this activation, like psychic surgery things. At first I did it for myself for weeks or months without knowing what I was doing, and then yeah.
And so then you and Mike started doing it. No wonder he's so lit. Well, I mean, I look at Morgan sometimes and I'm like going, whoa, you know, whoa, she's like, you know, bringing so much to the table. And then you realize you're in a partnership and you realize that, you know, you're at the same frequency, you know. You and Mike obviously do a lot of work together. You obviously are at the same frequency. And I guess now you guys have been together for a while though, haven't you? Like a few years?
4 years. And first, Lisa, his daughter, now she is 12, and we did, I bought her unicorn cards 2 years ago, and I was just doing the preparation. And when she came out of her first meditation, she had a full story of all these unicorns, and I was so amazed by this. So we worked on this, and now she instantly can channel Mother Earth, guardians.
And how old is she?
Now 12.
12 years old.
Yeah, she also like full texts and song texts in English, like completely without any mistake. Like you don't have to review it for any mistake. And she is only learning English at school for 1 year, so very pretty basic. And the song text, even a song from the 80s, and she was singing this in the morning, and I asked her, "What are you singing?" And she said, "Oh, this channeled song." And I said, "No, you're kidding." And it was exactly the same song
from the 80s. From the 80s. And she was born in 2008. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you guys have like a really plugged in household there, don't you? So it's you and Mike, and then the 12-year-old. Do you have any other ones?
Younger son, he is 11.
Is he lit too?
Not yet. I have to work on him.
I don't know. These young ones can fool you. They can be lit. You don't even know it. Wow, this is amazing. So what, for someone like you, what is the wildest, most intense, powerful thing that's ever happened to you where you were just going, oh my God, you know, I mean, have you ever had anything happen to you where you just can barely hold it together? It's all normal.
In Manchester. I was in Manchester, and in the morning, my cat died here at our doorstep. So I really literally felt my heart broken in two. And then I was with a shaman on the road, and she brought me to a place, a volcano full of crystals. And when I picked one, I really imagined that it was my Luxor, because his name is Luxor. He's a savannah cat. He knew instantly when I was ready for any meditation, whatever. He was so in tuned. And then when I took the crystal and I connected with my heart, this whole crystal came into my body and started to snow. I also had thunder in the moment, so it was really special.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't make that stuff up. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. So so you got now Mike is something else. I mean, Mike is a high powered, I mean, super positive. I mean, I love the way he's taken on the matrix and with his job and his team and infusing, 5D energy into it. And how do you complement each other? I mean, he goes into the matrix. He's a trader, right? He's a day trader or a stock trader. And then you guys live in Singapore, right? Isn't that where you live? Where do you live?
In Belgium we live.
Where do you live?
In Belgium.
Oh, in Belgium. I don't know why I thought you guys lived in Singapore. I guess because I was interviewing somebody at the same time that I interviewed him that was in Singapore. So you're in Belgium, and he goes into what he does every day. He talked about it with us. How do you spend your day? Do you have the same type of thing? Do you go into the matrix and take on the matrix like he does, or do you stay home and work out of your portal?
Oh, we are working together here in the house. I'm a trader as well. I learned.
Okay.
Because I love the way how Fibonacci is playing its role in the markets. It's very Octorian.
Yes.
Yeah. So
tell me about that. What do you mean by the Fibonacci's? The way it's taking hold in the trading?
The market is full of Fibonacci. So when you are checking the market on a specific time frame, and when you are marking Fibonacci, it's exactly where the markets will go in the first drop. So
wow, I want to take you guys to the casino with me, the blackjack table. Wow, very cool. And how long have you been? Is that where you met Mike? Did you meet him trading? Is that where y'all met?
No, in a private party from a friend that I know.
Yeah. Who busted the move first? Was it you or him?
I was leaving the party and giving my drinking tickets, and he gave me his business card.
He was. Now, who was the first one that picked up on the connection that you guys had? Did you know that? I mean, did either one of you know before the other one?
The day after I called him.
You called him.
Yeah.
You called him from his business card the next day.
Coaching. Then he was a.
Did you already know something was going on?
When I saw him on the dance floor, he was really like enlightened with this beam of light, this disco light.
How long did it take for him to? How long did it take for him to understand what you guys had, the connection? Because I know the men are usually slower. I'm just kidding.
6 months, I think. The first
6 months.
First interview where he was like trembling on his legs. I can still see him like shaking before me.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And then you guys, and Mike and I talked about this, but I mean, you have, every couple, or where two more gather, create a third energy. And that third energy has so many different forms. Like for us, part of it's soulogy, and for y'all, part of it's your work. And, there's just so much to be said in the age of the Trinity for this third energy that's being created by couples, or where two or more gather, as it takes on a life of itself and an influence of its own. You know what I mean? Does that resonate with you? Almost like the golden child energy, that people talk about.
Yeah, when our higher aspects are connected in the meditation, it's really very interesting how we are gathered in with all the beings.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Yeah, especially when there's the embodiment of the higher aspects, and I'm talking about sacred intimacy. You can call it a lot of different things, but I notice that sometimes the room fills up a lot with beings, which is kind of weird, but it's cool.
You asked this question once in the astral, how the energy body, or what happens during intimacy, how the energy is like beaming up and opening everything here as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because I know Morgan's seen it for years. We didn't know each other. Well, we didn't see each other for about 17 months. So we did a lot of work in the ethers, merging, Helios Gamos. And then once we got together, there's times I can actually see our higher selves in intimacy, basically. It's so crazy. But it feels like all four parties are coming together into one, if that makes sense. Yeah. Now, when you have, or even because I look at sacred intimacy as, we could be holding hands, we could be looking at each other. We could be walking down the street. It could be anywhere, and has been. But one of the things I noticed too is a lot of information comes with those types of scenarios, like downloads, visual apparitions, and visitations, information code. Of course. Is that how it works for y'all? Do you guys experience things together that for the most part people experience alone? You know what I mean? As far as like connecting. Something, a presence coming into the room that you both know is there, that type of thing.
Yeah, we had a few, when we thought that we were like still protected. At some point, we felt like a presence in the room that wasn't invited, and then I worked with the violet flame to remove the entity, but I really felt it instantly, together.
Yeah, that it wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah. And then there's some that come in that are supposed to be there. Like we went to Hawaii, and like right away, like on the second night, we have this Lemurian dimensional experience happening while we're both wide awake, and there's all these grandmothers standing around us. And I know they were supposed to be there. It's amazing what's happening as the dimensions and the dimensions are bleeding over into each other. Or more and more people are having experiences like this, especially when there's two or more, because you can't really argue when there's two people experiencing the same thing. All of us have been called crazy all of our life because we saw things and heard things and felt things. But when there's two or more, you can't really argue with it. You mentioned the Arcturians, and for some reason I want to ask you about that again. Do you have a special connection to them?
yes, but in a in a way, they also come like with people that with in advanced like when I'm working on advanced light workers with practitioners, then they are like so ready to jump in and do
They are.
this, yeah, activations. And yeah, I, I
I,
just let them enter and embody me, and yeah, surrender
well,
myself in this moment.
yeah, my experience with the Arcturians, you were saying that they like the numbers and all that, but my experience with them has been about 5D commerce. I talked to Mike about it, but it's always my experience with him has been about building a new like a new type of business. And for like that's not the right word, but a new type of energy we might call business enterprise, but doing it in a 5D way or a higher dimensional way to include how we exchange um, resources or abundance. But yeah, they uh, they they're pretty loud. You know what I mean? They can be pretty loud. So when you meet with somebody and you work with someone individually, do you know what's going to happen, or do you just figure it out as it starts?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to do it step by step and feel in. Yeah, I bring in my vocation and heart opening practice that Saint Germain told me, and then yeah, it's surrendering in the moment.
Yeah. Have you noticed this year? Some people have talked about how this year some of the processes and the modalities and techniques that they used before 2020, they're not using anymore, or they're finding new ones, or like you said, they're finding that it just depends now. It's people walk in and they just know what to do innately. Are you finding that your practice has changed a little bit in 2020? Are the people that are coming to you, do they seem more awake? Are they in a different place than the people in 2018, 2019?
Mm, yeah, I feel that yeah, the people are more. You now you hear it like everywhere. So I'm happy that
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah.
Somebody, Ray Miller's asking, what compelled you to tell your story? Because like when you contacted me, we exchanged a few messages, which is not normal for me because I normally don't exchange any messages. But for some reason, I knew, like with you, it was just something I just knew. And then, of course, you wanted to talk to me about Mike, but now you're stepping up. Was that easy for you to do? Because a lot of women are talking about they don't want to step forward, but they've got these hands on their back that's pushing them, their team's pushing them. Do you feel like it's time to come forward, or have you always been comfortable in front of the camera, in front of people?
I had to do a lot of shadow work because with it's sometimes difficult to express myself because I feel like I'm in this states of there are no words needed. So when I have to express myself, it's like difficult to find any. Like for me, I more feel and yeah and hear stuff.
Yeah,
So but I have to use my throat, of course.
yeah. I think we're all getting pushed that direction. Is there something you want to try now? I mean, do you want to that resonates with you? Is there something that you would like to do, like channel or just connect with me or the audience or anything, or allow, just see what comes through? I mean, it's up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How much time do you still have?
We have 25 minutes. You need
Okay.
more time than that?
No, it's okay.
I mean, if you need more time than that, well, we can probably do that. I just have to clean up this room because we have a company today, or I'm going to get in trouble. I'm kidding. I just like to make jokes. I'm a little kid. No, I can feel this coming on right now. Wow.
Greetings. We are the Elohim greeting you. We are welcoming you, dearly beloved, holding space all around you. Center yourself in this moment. As we are feeling you all within. Allow all that is happening. As we are sending you our blessings from our hearts to yours, connecting in this infinite space. Stay centered and ground yourself. as we are reaching forward to you. And I say and I E and I H and I E and I E. Bringing our energy all the way down to your whole vessel, centering yourself in this diamond light. To transmute all that is and a and a to E and a and a to E. Already, we are the Elohim, and we greet you. Namaste.
Wow. I don't know what to say about that. No wonder you don't have to say anything. I felt it before you even started. Oh my God, something big's coming in. Now I'm going to have to go take a shower. I'm sweating really bad. No, that was really powerful. I mean, I've had a lot of people come on this show and do a lot of things, but that was one of the best I've ever been a part of. I mean, that's just like something like, what happened was when you first started it, you start the light language and then you go into the toning. Right when you started the light language, I was like, oh my God, I recognize that language, because I hear a lot of different ones. But there's one or two or three that I do that I don't do them on camera. But there's this one that comes out the most, and it's very much like that one. There's a lot of vowel sounds. There's not very many consonants. It's almost all vowels. Very rare, does anything, and it goes real fast. And as soon as you did that, I thought, wow, I know that one. But yeah, that was very powerful. Thank you very much.
Thank
That
you.
was very, very powerful. And everybody,
Welcome to my daily.
welcome to what? Welcome to your world, right? And I think that's what's so amazing about uh, you know people like you that are stepping up now. Um, there's so much information in what you just did, far more than we could cover in 5 or 6 hours of a conversation. What you're bringing in, and people like you, when you bring that in, um, it has so much information that we're not even conscious of. You got people crying.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do this every day on my Instagram.
On your
Only
Instagram,
two people watching.
you do this, and there's only 2 people watching. You don't do it on Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah, also on Facebook. Yes, it's I have my screen and then my phone on my screen.
So, what page do you do it on your personal page on Facebook, or do you have a separate page?
I have a separate, and the name is Heart Opening. Heart
Heart
Opening.
Heart Opening, and that's a page. Heart Opening
Yeah.
is her page. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Heart Opening and like it so I can start getting them, because I share about 30 or 40 posts every day to the Soulogy group, and I do my best to share light language. The ones that resonate with me, like Abigail Wainwright. There's a few other people. I'm not very good with names. I can always see their energy or their face, but yeah, I'm gonna pull that up right now.
Thank
What's it
you.
called? Oh, I just read. Oh, Heart Opening. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, or
Heart Opening. Yeah.
I will send it to you.
I see it here. And another one I was thinking of is Hari Kirtan. Hari Kirtan. I noticed she likes your page. Hari Kirtan. She's from outside of Moscow. She does some pretty cool stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
So much energy, so much code, and wow.
When I do it personally, one-on-one with an advanced practitioner, it's like for 1 hour and a half like this.
Oh my God, I would be absolutely. You'd have to like peel me off the ceiling. I mean, I couldn't. I don't know how you could. I could do that for an hour and a half. I'd probably, just combust and go up to heaven. That'd be it for me, like Enoch, right? Or whoever it was that did that. Yeah, I'm all hot. How about everybody else? We need an air conditioner. So Heart Opening is the name of her site on Facebook, the page, and there's about 300 people following it, but we need to get more people over there. Era Light, she's another one. I see
Yes.
she's on your page. Yeah, I'll start sharing your stuff out because people need to see that. How long are the ones that you do on Facebook? How long do they last?
Oh, yesterday was 40 minutes.
40 minutes of this. Man. Now, do they have specific, is there something specific about a transmission, or is it just...
It's always a surprise. It's always a surprise. So, and because I started to do it on the 18th of March 2 times a day with a really small group, and because of this, there was a lot of progress, and I built up my channel even more, and that's why I believe that Elohim entered the space. And now, when I'm building up myself more, because this channeling I can just do as an instant. Before not, of course. I had to, wait for 40 minutes to pronounce my first letter, and now I can do it instantly. But when I'm building up the energy, then it's the space is really full with all beings because I'm opening the space even more. And sometimes, again, more when I'm in the channeling, even more beings enter. Like they're like this stages in the state. Yeah, like.
Yeah, I think you're. I don't think you just take incarnated souls to the door. I think you actually are a door. I think you open a door and they all come in from up there and from here. So that's powerful, very powerful. Wow. Yeah, remind me next time that we do a show together to make that the very last thing we do, because I can barely talk at this point. No, it's a compliment, the highest degree. Very powerful, very powerful.
That's why for me as well is difficult because I
bet. I bet. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd have to go lay down now. I'm probably gonna have to do that before the next show. So wow, this is cool. Now, do you have any? So I noticed, and you said a minute ago, but I noticed that you started the page December 7th, 2019, and then I think you said you started doing these in March. Okay.
That was private. I didn't. It took me a very long time to go live. I think I felt the Elohim came the whole month of June, but I had to work on my shadows a lot because I was so scared to do it live. And yeah.
How do you feel now?
Oh, safe.
It's a piece of cake, right? Well, thank you so much for doing that, because just by the fact of you doing that energy, other people will step up. Other people will step up and do it. Who knows? I might be doing light language later today or tomorrow because I keep getting pushed to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I already do this other stuff. I don't need to do that. Other people can do that. But there's something to it. It does activate other people, and the code, the memories, and of course with the code and the memories comes our skills and abilities and our higher sensitivities.
Especially the psychic surgery, it's very interesting how I have to go around people with my hands. It's like so, and it's always building up, and I'm aware because I can open my eyes to see where I have to stand or whatever. But it's interesting to experience myself.
Far out. Yeah, it's interesting for all of us to experience yourself as well. So thank you so much on behalf of everybody. I would love to collaborate with you again, individually or with Mike. I felt like when we connected, which we didn't see each other, you just messaged me, and then I don't know how it all went, but I just remember the energy of it. And I knew I was supposed to connect. And then, of course, with Mike, it was like, Mike and I would be like fire and gasoline. You know what I mean? Because I'm the same way, and I thought, oh, we're going to work together, in time. And I believe we will. But, yeah, love to have you.
I think until Christmas. It's 123 days until Christmas doing astrals.
I know. So he's been doing that every day since when I talked to him. He was like in his 40th day or something, I think, when I talked to him. So he's going to do it for an entire year.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, we've got to get...
Lisa is also... And when they want to have a fun astral, they just fly with the dragons.
You guys are the wave of the future. No doubt about it. These families like this, and I saw Angela Dwell on here, her and her partner. I mean, this is the wave of the future. Absolutely. They're saying powerful, powerful goddess, powerful hour. Thank you so much for coming in and being so brave and courageous, and for all the work that you've done for all these years without anybody paying any attention to you. And, you and those like you, so many women around the world. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your patience. I don't feel so bad because it took Mike 6 months, and It didn't take me quite that long, but thank you so much. And I look forward to collaborating with you again and your family.
I would love to offer you a gift to do a private session with you to activate more light language because they are all awesome.
Holy shiitake mushrooms! I get, offered that a lot, and I really do my own thing. Plus, I'm married to an oracle. Like she's like you. I mean, but yeah, you know what? I will consider that. I will consider that, and I appreciate that very much. Yeah. But I look forward to working with you guys and emerging our energies from this household to that one. Tell Mike, tell Mike that I said hello, and all blessings to you and yours. Thank you so much again. And until the next time, you take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.